Initially, this video is about Ron Paul and how he should drop out of the Republican nomination process. His total performance is really bad, and he's wasting millions of dollars in order to become the President of the United States. Come on, face it. He's never going to be president. Ron Paul and his followers need to come to that grips with that, and that's all there is to it.
Check this out. Look at this. After all these primaries that have been held and caucuses, Ron Paul's only received about 17% of the total vote. Keep in mind, that's 17% of the Republican vote. On a national scale, he wouldn't even get that much. I think he's running something like 10 to 12% on a national scale. He needs to get out of the race and just get out of the way. He's not going to become president.
However, when we looked at it more closely, all the Republicans running for president need to get a grip on reality. I bet in the next election cycle, Republicans won't ever have this many debates. All they did was shoot themselves in the foot by letting the American people know who they really are.
You know, when you think about it, Newt Gingrich needs to get out of the race as well. He's just screwing everything up. Just screwing it up.
What's that old saying? Shut your mouth and let people think you're stupid. Open your mouth and prove it. The Republicans really self-destructed this time, don't you think? Have you ever seen a more worthless bunch of Republicans in all your life? Combined, the four remaining candidates have brought out the very worst in American society. Normal Americans should never let these racist, womanizing, hypocritical, religious nutcakes get control of our nation. Never. The prospect of any of those four remaining men becoming president should scare the rest of the world. I know it scares a lot of Americans. These people are dangerous. This is really bad. Really bad. The only thing these four Republicans have in common with each other anymore is their universal hate for everything. When you think about it, everybody knows all the things they hate. They dislike this, they dislike that. Can anybody think of anything they like? These are the most negative bunch of people I ever saw in my life. What is the matter with these people anyway?
One of the universal hatreds that all the Republican candidates share is that they hate teachers. They hate unions. They hate liberals. They want to destroy the public education system. Universally, they all hate teachers. All of the Republican candidates share a hatred for universal health care. They don't care if hundreds of thousands of people die from lack of health care. They don't care if doctors in hospitals are ripping everybody off. They just want to protect their special interests. They don't care about affordable health care. They all share that hatred. They all share a common hatred for the labor movement in this country. They all hate unions. They want everybody to work for the same labor rates that the Chinese do in communist China. They hate labor unions, and that's what they all share their hatred of. Apparently all these Republicans hate American manufacturing as well. Not one of these candidates has proposed a way to bring American jobs back home from overseas. Not one of them has done this. All these Republicans absolutely hate equal rights. They're firmly against equal pay for equal work, and they are very much against the woman's right to choose. On this latest contraception mess, all the Republican candidates are in complete agreement with one another. They say nothing. All Obama has said is that when a business or a church enters into the public arena, they have to abide by the rules like everybody else. It's real simple. It's not hard to understand at all. So, you know, what do we have here? Well, we got one guy who's an absolute racist. All the racists in the country absolutely love him and give him all their money. And then, of course, we have another guy who's just the biggest scumbag that ever walked the face of the earth. The guy couldn't be loyal to anybody, especially his own wives. And then you got another guy who wants to make a brand new Vatican on the east coast of the United States. Is there anybody this guy doesn't like? I mean, does he hate everybody? And of course you have the apparent front runner. Does anybody have any idea what he thinks from one day to the next? Boy, I would not trust that guy. So who's the worst one of the bunch? Personally, I think it's Ron Paul. He's the only one that wants to actually dismantle the United States government and destroy our nation. he'd be the absolute worst. And on top of that, he is just an absolute racist. He'd be absolutely horrible for this nation.